What's up guys, welcome back to another video here at Chief Academy, and today we'll be going through scattergraphs. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I promise you it is this easy.
Our learning outcomes for today to understand what a scattergraph is, how to read them, and how to draw lines of best fit. It also to solve scattergraph exam questions and make predictions. So, what is a scattergraph? A scattergraph, also known as a scattering diagram, is used to explore patterns between two sets of data, known as bivariate data. If there is a relationship between the two variables, it is called a correlation. We make predictions with a line of best fit. In this lesson, we will focus on solving scattergraph exam questions, along with drawing lines of best fit and understanding correlation and quotient. Here is an example of a scattergraph if you haven't seen one. Scattergraphs can have three types of correlations: positive, negative, or no correlation. This is an example of a negative one. When a scattergraph has a positive or negative correlation, it is possible to draw a line of best fit. The line of best fit should approximate the trend. The line of best fit does not have to go through the origin. That would be on a positive one, but in this negative one here, we see this blue line which goes through our group of data. It's possible to use the line of best fit to make predictions. And if there's a data point that does not fit the trend, it's called an outlier. So, as you can see, I've circled an X here. And this is the outlier of the data, as it is not with the other group of data. So, we would say this if we got asked an exam question, what is, the one 15 years after 1910, we would say that is the outlier, because it doesn't group the data and round the line of best fit. In this example, it is how fast members of a family can run a kilometre since 1910. As you can see, the outlier is circled, and we draw a line of best fit through the group of data, excluding the outlier. Because the outlier does not affect the actual grouping of data, what we would need to use the line of best fit for. Once again, it's that time to have a go with some Math Genie exam questions. Have a go, pause the video, and unpause when you've. So, the scattergraph shows the scores of 16 students on the biology and physics test. Part A of the question asks, what type of correlation does the scattergraph show? As we can see, the data is in an upward trend, so the correlation is simply positive. Part B of the question says, another student scores 52 marks on the biology test. Estimate the physics score for the student. Now, we can't just draw a line up from 52 on the biology score, that will give you 52 on the physics score. What we need to do first is draw a line of best fit. We draw a line of best fit because it helps us make an assumption. Make sure when you're drawing your line of best fit, you have half your data above the line and half your data below the line. It doesn't have to be exactly half, but getting it closer to half gives you the best for, a reasonable solution. Now, so we've drawn our line, then we draw a line up from 52, and then we draw a line across. So our final answer would be 62 as our estimate for the physics score. However, as you know, people may draw their lines differently and at a different angle. There is a range of answers what you can possibly get. So the range would be from 58 to 66, and that's the range given on the mark scheme. So if you got between 58 and 66, well done. Now, with scattergraphs, you will be asked to write assumptions about your answer. This is to see whether you understand that correlation does not mean caution. What I mean by this, for example, is getting sunburnt and ice cream sales have a correlation due to the fact they happen in the same situation, because the caution is the sunny weather. So it may seem like as ice cream sales increase, sunburnt cases also increase, but they only increase if it's sunny outside. Remember, you can't make assumptions if you don't have data around a specific point they ask you about, because you will have no correlation to make your assumption off. Here's another example for you to have a go. Have a go, pause the video, and unpause when you're done. So, the question says the average daytime temperature for 10 days is recorded. The shop also records its ice cream sales for each of the 10 days. The scattergraph shows this information. What type of correlation does the scattergraph show? As we can see, the data is going up in an upward trend, so it's also positive. Part B of the question says one of the points is an outlier. write down the coordinates of this point. So first we go along the x-axis to get 22.5, then we go up to get 75. Part C of the question says, on another day the temperature was 12 degrees, estimate the ice cream sales on this day. Now, first we draw a line of best fit, which goes through our points. We then draw a line up from 12 degrees, and we draw a line across. And the answer we should get is £105. But remember, there's also a range from 100 to 110. So you got within that range, you would get the max. Now it's time to have a go at some of the hardest exam questions you'll probably asked on scatter graphs. Have a go, pause the video, and unpause when you've done. So the question says, scatter graph shows information about the test scores of some students in maths and the number of hours they spend watching TV a day. Part A of the question says, what type of correlation does the scatter graph show? Now, the data is all bunched together, but we can clearly see that it starts high and then ends slightly lower. So there is a negative trend. So correlation will be negative. Part B of the question, we ask a comment on what Billy says. And Billy says, if I reduce the amount of TV I watch, my maths test score will improve. Now this is an example of the correlation and caution we used before. Billy wouldn't necessarily improve as correlation does not mean caution. Billy would likely have to revise more in order for a test score to improve. To get the mark, you just need to say that correlation does not mean caution, and then relate it to the question, maybe by saying Billy might have to revise more. Here is the other hardest exam question you'll probably be asked. Have a go, pause the video, and unpause when you've done.
So, the question says the average daytime temperature for 10 days is recorded, and the shop also records its ice cream sales for each of the 10 days. The scatter graph shows this information. Part A of the question says, what type of correlation does the scatter graph show? As we can see, the data is going in an upward trend, so the correlation is simply positive. Part B of the question says, on the 11th day, the temperature was 12 degrees. Estimate the ice cream sales on the 11th day. So first, we draw a line of best fit, then we draw up from 12, then across, and we get our answer of £132, with a range of 125 to 145. Part C of the question says, the shop manager wants to use a scatter graph to predict the ice cream sales for a day with an average temperature of 2 degrees. Comment on the reliability of this prediction. And our answer would be, it wouldn't be reliable as 2 degrees is out of the range. And by what I mean by this, we have no data around the 2 degrees point. And we can't use the line of best fit, because we could say the other way. If we use the line of best fit for say 100 degrees, the line of best fit may say he's making a grand in ice cream sales, but everyone would be dead because it's 100 degrees. So we simply say it wouldn't be reliable as 2 degrees is out of the range of data.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of today's lesson. And just to say, it was that easy. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.